Hello students, today we are going to start with the next chapter, reproduction in lower and higher animals. Reproduction is one of the major life process of any living organism which helps in maintaining the continuity of the species. So what is reproduction exactly? It is one of the life processes according to which we have considered them are living organisms, that criteria of living organisms, among which the reproduction which is useful for the continuation of the species. Reproduction definition: it is defined as a biological process of formation of new life forms from pre-existing similar life. That means that one life existed and the another life which get birth from the pre-existing life. It thus becomes a vital process which enables the species to survive over a long period. To retain on the earth, it is important for each and every species. Even though the individuals or organisms live naturally for a limited period of time, that is their lifespan. Reproduction in animals occurs mainly by two methods, asexual and sexual reproduction. First, difference between these two: it is uniparental, only one parent is involved. For sexual, it is biparental, male and female, both parents are involved. Gametes are not required in asexual reproduction, so gametes are required in sexual reproduction, that is male gamete and female gamete. Only mitotic division takes place. That means there is only common cell division takes place, there is number of cells increases. Mitotic and meiotic division takes place in sexual reproduction. Both mitotic cell division and meiotic cell division both takes place or both required in sexual reproduction. Somatic cells are involved. Somatic cells means normal cells, any cell of body which involved in asexual reproduction. Only germ cells are involved in sexual reproduction. It is a faster method, that is asexual reproduction, and it is slower than asexual reproduction, that is sexual reproduction. Whole body or bird or fragment of body is required, means a body part or any cell is required for asexual reproduction, and gametes are required for sexual reproduction. It is observed in lower animals. The main difference between these two that we are going to study: asexual reproduction observed in lower animals and sexual reproduction observed in higher animals. Now just turn to asexual reproduction in animals. It is common method along lower animals which does not involve meiosis nor the gamete formation and fusion. So it is totally dependent on the mitosis. So no meiosis, no reduction division, no gametes formation, and no fusion of gamete, no formation of zygote. The formation of progeny means santan, santati, next generation, new generation, is by a single parent only and does not involve both the sexes. So it is called asexual reproduction. So sexes are not involved, neither a male nor female. That's why it is termed as asexual reproduction. The progeny of daughter cells are generally identical to the single parent and are also referred to as clones. So here in asexual reproduction, no sex means no gametes, no two different gametes are required. So no involvement of more than one parent is required. So the progeny will be the copy of the parent. That's why it is termed as clone. The lower animals reproduce asexually by two methods. First, gymnal formation, and second one, that is budding. Gymnal formation: it is an internal bud form only in sponges. It has asexual sponges where asexual reproduction takes place. There is gymnal means internal bud which cannot be seen outside. So it has asexually produced mass or aggregation of dormant cells. Dormant cells means those who are increasing in number, the arachnocytes which are capable of developing into a new organism. So arachnocytes, which are the new cells which are formed inside the gymel. The gymel is formed to overcome unfavorable conditions. That means whole organism is going to die due to unfavorable condition. So for the life should be formed in the next favorable condition, gymel formation takes place. So this gymel is actually capable to live in dormant condition in unfavorable conditions. On return of favorable condition of water and temperature, the gymels hatch. Hatch means they just incubated and develop into a new individual. For example, spongilla, a kind of gymel which is shown here in the diagram, where the one opening end micropyle by which water enters into gymel, and that gymel comes to know that is favorable condition rises again, so it again grows into a new animal body. Second method is budding. In budding, it is a simple method of asexual reproduction normally occurring in favorable conditions. So it is seen in variety of animals like coelentrates, for example hydra and corals, and in some colonial ascidians. So mostly this is found in the marine water. In hydra, a small outgrowth is produced towards the basal end of the body, that we have studied in our 10th standard, this whole diagram and budding. It develops as a bud which grows and forms a tentacles which are finger-like structures at the top here, and develops, gets converted into a new individual, and this process is called budding. A young hydra gets detached from the parent body and lives as an independent organism, that is new young one, new organism. Another method of asexual reproduction, which is regeneration, and this regeneration is not exactly mentioned in your textbook, so we are just going to skip that. Turn to sexual reproduction. It is the process which involves the production of offsprings by the formation and fusion of gametes. It is also called as amphimixis. Amphimixis means mixing of gametes. So in animals, gamete formation, which is primarily involves in by meiosis. So by the process of cell division, that is meiosis, reduction division takes place, and gametes are formed, which are half of the number of chromosomes. The sexuality reproducing animals show two phases in their lifetime. First, juvenile phase, which mainly represents the physical growth phase starting from birth. That is totally physical growth. The animals cannot reproduce sexually in this phase. Means that animals are actually going to prepare their body physically for sexual reproduction. Until then they are considered as juvenile. Reproductive maturity phase, it is attained usually after physical growth is almost over. That is the puberty in human being. It involves growth and activity of sex organs. The animal can reproduce sexually in this phase. So this is the reproductive phase. Both these phases are variable during in different animals according to animals life, according to animals habitat. It is different in different organisms. After attaining sexual maturity, the animals exhibits various events, namely pre-fertilization, that is gametogenesis, and gamete transfer. Fertilization, that is pre-fertilization means before fertilization, where gamete formation takes place, and gamete formation, and after gamete transfer there is second event, fertilization, where the fusion of male and female gamete takes place, of course after the gamete transfer. And third one, that is post fertilization events, because of the formation of because of the fusion of two gametes, formation of zygote takes place, and zygote divides and redivides and forms embryo, and formation of embryo is termed as embryogenesis. The sexually reproducing animals show various breeding patterns. Some, like the goat, sheep, and donkey are seasonal breeders. Means they reproduce only in specific season. While humans and apes are continuous breeders, which can breed throughout the year. Human reproduction. Humans are sexually reproducing animals. The process of reproduction involves various sequential steps such as gametogenesis, means formation of gametes, insemination, release of semen from male body inside the female body, internal fertilization. Male sperm reaches to the ovum or egg, that is the fertilization which takes place inside the female body. Zygote formation, that is because of the fusion of these two gametes, new diploid cell is formed, first cell of life is formed, which is termed as zygote. Then zygotes divides and redivides and forms embryo, and formation of embryo, the process of formation of embryo termed as embryogenesis. Gestation and parturition, that means giving birth to the baby and feeding baby by the breast milk. In male and female, the gamete forming organ is known as primary sex organs that are also termed as gonads. In male, which is testes, and in female, which is ovary, which are primary sex organs in both. Organs other than testes and ovaries are called secondary sex organs, which are helpful for the sexual reproduction. As male and female can be externally differentiated by certain specific characters, that is because of the look, because of some kind of characters, because of that characters we identify which one is male and which one is female. That outside characters, we can say physical characters, we can say, that are termed as secondary sexual characters. And these characters can be termed as sexual dimorphic characters, which shows dimorphism, that is difference in the male and female. In males, presence of beard, mustache, hair on chest, muscular body, enlarged larynx, that is Adam's apple, these are the secondary sexual characters. So beard, mustache, hair on chest, muscular body, enlarged larynx. Larynx is our neck region where we can feel a triangular shape Adam's apple over there. Boys only. In females, these characters are developed breast, broader pelvis, and high pitched voice.